Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Arts Alive, a podcast broadcast about art by an artist, a contemporary artist about art now. Now, today's theme is why art? And why do I think we should be thinking about art? Well, it's self-editing. You wouldn't be watching a blog about art if you weren't interested in art, if you weren't already an art lover. But if you think that pop art or art in general is just decorative, you've missed the point. If you think art only exists in art galleries, you've missed the point. If you think art is only oil paintings or high art, then you've missed the point. If you think it's about the technique, the drawing or the photography, then you've missed the point. Art is thought in evolution. Lucio Fontana said that, and you can look up Lucio Fontana. In fact, you can look up everything I say, and hopefully the why art part, this episode 3, will help us think. It will help us think about art, and the whole program that I do, the whole blog, will be about thinking and talking about art. I'm about to cough. So, as I said, you're missing the point about art and pop art if you think it's just decorative. Popular culture has some very dark sides, and a good pop artist like Andy Warhol, well, he's a great pop artist, isn't he? Took pictures from newspapers of car crashes, of the electric chair at Sing Sing, of drag queens, and America's Most Wanted Men, criminals, and made artwork about them. And by doing that, made us think about those things within popular culture that was on a feedback to then affect popular culture and affect the fact that we are looking at those things. So we're culpable in the idea of what sells newspapers and what we're interested in. And Banksy will do artwork about crimes in the way in which he has looked at the crime of the occupation of Israel in Palestine, and toxic waste and other crimes by the Tory elite here in Britain. And he's an artist who makes social comment, so that art and pop art is not just decorative. So let's return to this theme of decoration, to the theme of the first episode, which was the long front of culture, the pop art revolution in the 1950s, 1956, and the idea that there is no high art, there is no low art, there is no advertising or architecture or, I don't know, there is no difference. And something can exist as an image in one thing, a magazine or a newspaper, and also in an art gallery or something like that. The idea that art is only going on in art galleries as well, you're missing the point. Art's going on all around us. We are being influenced by art all the time. And it is our job as the viewers to think about it, so that something that works really well back on Andy Warhol is Andy Warhol's Chairman Mao painting picture. It's massive. And when you stand next to it, you get an idea of the fact that Chairman Mao was such a big theme of the 20th century, and this very grey and monolithic and massive, and makes you think of this image being all over China, and also the Red Star and communism and the uniform nature of the grey. Everything about it is a conversation, like a documentary or a broadcast in some way. So art was able to communicate that. So art communicates in a language, even if you don't speak those words, because it's a language of its own. So why art? Because it helps communicate. Why art? Because it helps us think. Why these pieces, these blogs? Because hopefully we will talk about things that matter to contemporary art today. I'm going to do episodes on Situationists and punk rock and how that affects art today. Obviously Banksy is affecting, and street art is affecting contemporary art today, as we saw in the art gallery that we went to in episode 2, and how exciting it was, and how the themes and things, the way in which things were made and the way in which people were buying them and taking them to their homes and thinking about them. So we'll do other things about, we'll have a talk about the way in which art institutions have been used to whitewash the images of criminal large corporations in their crimes against humanity and the world. We'll talk about colonialism and imperialism and how that has affected high art, and how we have rejected all that now and continue the process of rejecting those things, and that there is a morality that comes through in the communication about art. So what you get out of this, you get a 5-10 minute conversation that allows you to have space to think about art, and maybe think about it in the week between my episodes. I'm hopefully doing these every week. I didn't do one last week because, as I said, I've got a cough and I've been a bit ill, but I will continue, and they may get better. Hopefully the production values will get better, and I might even comb my hair. But until I see you again and we think more about art, keep thinking about art, keep discussing art, and let's think about what tools we need to talk about art. So why art? Why this piece of art that you're looking at? Why do we like it? What's it doing for us? What's the bias of the artist? And how do we deal with that? How do we think about that? It's great, isn't it? I absolutely love talking and thinking about art, and I want you to too. That sentence doesn't work, and sometimes my art doesn't work. Sometimes art doesn't work, so we'll be able to think what works and what doesn't work. And I'll be back again next week, so bye for now.